I'm joined by Irish. Okay, I did not get his last name, and that's a mouthful.
Tatlonghari.
Oh, really? I'm supposed to just say that? Hi, everyone. You're watching The Light of Care, the podcast about our company, FirstLight Home Care of San Francisco and the Peninsula. Our goal is to provide comfort, company, and respite care to elders in need. I'm your host, Lynn Carteris, and today's episode is all about home health care. What is it, who it's for, and how it can help seniors recover safely at home after illness or surgery. I'm joined by Irish Tatlonghari, co-owner of Care and Touch Home Health. Whether you're planning ahead or exploring options for a loved one, you'll learn practical tips and what to expect from home health services. Welcome to the show, Irish.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
So how did you get into this business?
It's a great question. My whole life, I've been looking for ways to really give back and help others. So I've held that value ever since I was young. I was raised by my grandparents. So in every job that I held that value highly, and I sought ways to really help people. And of all the jobs I've held, this is the closest I feel like I could do that.
So let's just get right into it, because a lot of people may not understand what home health care is and what it's all about. So what is home health care, and how is it different from home care and hospice care?
We provide skilled services requiring the services of licensed clinicians, including nurses, physical, occupational therapists, speech therapists. We also provide social services through a medical social worker and the assistance of an aide as well for assistance with bathing, showering mainly. Anywhere from medication management to disease management, continuing their rehab at home, and ensuring that they regain their prior level of condition.
So just curious, what steps should families take if they think their loved one might need or benefit from home health?
Great question. Contact your doctor. Let your doctor know what condition has changed with your loved ones. And that's also something you can do as a preventative measure. You don't have to wait until they're hospitalized. Once you see that there's been a significant change in condition,
That's interesting.
you can call your doctor and have them do an encounter or a visit if they may. And it starts from there.
You know, that's really awesome, because a lot of people, which is why we're doing this podcast, is to educate the population on what's going on in senior care. Because the first thing, if somebody doesn't feel good, they're going to rush them to the ER, right? And then they have to go through that whole process when all they need to do is call their doctor, say, mom's, dizzy or whatever, bring her in, let them analyze and, diagnose, and then call you guys.
Exactly.
It seems like such an easy process. So on another avenue of, what we all do, what do you believe the advantages of receiving care at home versus in a facility?
Study shows people recover faster when they're in their own home. It's more comfortable. They're more themselves. Mm-hmm. And I think that does something to the psyche, right?
Of course.
I think being absent and, being in a facility, although I advocate for that as well, sometimes you do have to be in a facility.
Same, of course.
Depending on your situation. I used to think, I've had a change of mind about how I view skilled nursing facilities. And I think a lot of people have a stigma against rehabs or SNFs.
100%.
But having worked in this industry now for going on 8 years, I've had a change of heart and opinion about them. They are a vital part of your total care, of getting back to recovery.
Tell me about your home health team and how do they work together? How many people are involved? How does that operate?
As far as the team itself that provides care for the patient, it depends on the needs of the patient.
Okay, so let's say they come out of the hospital and they had a heart condition that they were able to get them home and comfortable. What kind of team does that look like?
Generally, it will include a nurse to oversee the medication, and if they've got wound care of any sort. It will also include generally a physical and occupational therapist.
Okay.
Those are the common ones that we generally receive as an order. But at any given point, any one of these disciplines therapists, clinicians can order additional services as needed.
Oh, okay.
Oftentimes we'll add a speech therapist if there's any issues with swallowing or cognitive issues.
So it's fluid. There's a lot of people that make up a home health team.
Now, that's just the people that are providing care in the home. There's a lot more people providing services indirectly to that patient.
We deal with this issue every day because oftentimes our caregivers are there strictly because the client is a fall risk. So how do you, as home health, ensure the safety of seniors who are living alone?
We would ensure that the patient receives at least a physical therapy evaluation.
Okay.
Physical therapy will assess the living condition, safety hazards or whatnot, and assess obviously the patient's ability, functional abilities, impairments, and provide teachings, interventions to both the patient and their extensions, oftentimes the caregivers, family members.
And so once you've established the situation and you're working with the families, how do you keep families involved and updated, especially if they live out of the area?
I actually advocate for that. Not only patient or caregiver involvement, but the more family involvement there is, in our own experience, the faster or the better the recovery is. The more people providing support and knows what to do regarding any specific condition, even something as simple as fall prevention. Right? Recently, I had a patient who she fell 6 times in a span of 2 months.
Oh, gosh.
And that happens quite often, right?
Yeah.
So we had to really intervene. I worked closely with my therapist. We made a home visit. We involved her niece and her son, and we created a goal for all 3 of them. It was simple as creating a goal on a calendar indicating, okay, for the next 3 days we're going to aim for no fall incidents. And we extended that goal it became 2 weeks. Later on, it became a month.
So now we've gone through all the processes. When does home health typically end, and what happens after that? Do you keep in touch with people? Do you do follow-up? Explain your end of service process.
It ends when all the goals that we set out to meet in the beginning have been met. Or sometimes, unfortunately, goals cannot be met, and we would discharge it at that point. Sometimes conditions plateau. They're not able to get back to prior level of conditions, right? Functions, rather. So it ends when goals are met, and usually in those cases we would reach out to companies, to your company. In fact, we've reached out to you many times and help provide that continuation of care.
Well, we have a great partnership.
We
Thank
sure
you
do.
so much for helping us with the Friary. They're amazing people. It's an amazing client. We're grateful for our partnership, and hopefully we'll have more of that in the future. How can people get in touch with you?
You can visit our website at careintouch.com, or you can call us. Our phone number is 510-651-8500. We cover all 9 counties of the Bay Area. So if you have a need, it all starts with just a phone call. We can explain further and assess if we are the right solution, or maybe you need services of FirstLight, and I can definitely refer them to you.
Thank you. I think it's important for everybody to really understand how important home health is, so that they can age in place, and we're really grateful you're here. So if you found this episode helpful, don't forget to share it with a friend or family member. We've got lots more interviews on the way. For now, a huge thank you for all my team, which you can't see, but for bringing this podcast to life. For more information, check out our website at firstlighthomecare.com and follow us on our social media pages. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.